Nice. Awesome. All right, let's look at side view first here. So a little first step, fine. When I 5 steps is good. It's all 4 step timing anyway. Now I do see some early ball motion on step one though. Okay. So you gotta hold that a little bit more steady through step one. You start kind of leaking that out on step one. Okay. Most people that leak it out on one will come down early. You don't, but you have kind of a big push. Yep. Okay. So I mean, obviously that's locked. Now the ball's not too low, but I think if you had a little bit later push, you may not have time to lock. Okay. Well, we want the ball moving forward where the right foot moves forward. So you're moving forward a little bit early. If you watch your elbow, you're kind of moving the elbow forward as the heel comes up and down as the foot moves forward. So you're going to think a little bit later push. Okay. On step two, that should be a heel toe step. You kind of hit almost flat footed and sideways. And we'll see that from the back view. You're kind of over crossing still. Yep. Right. Yep. Okay. And we'll see directional footwork from the back view better than the side view here. Ball position here isn't bad. Okay. I think you're getting a little bit too far over with your upper body. So we can work on being a little bit taller. I mean, that body position there is good. It shouldn't change so much on the next step. Okay. And it is changing quite a bit. Okay. Backswing height, I think you're pulling up more than you know you are. You're very smooth, so you're like kind of a sneaky puller. Okay. Just because you're smooth at pulling doesn't mean you're not pulling. Okay. And then if you're pulling and your body's down, I mean, that rail there is not that high if you look over that rail. So from your head to your foot, you look really short right now. And actually, because you're pulling a little bit hard, you're getting late coming into the finish. Okay. Another point of timing we can look at is when that slide foot kind of gets even with your face, that back arm should be parallel. So now you're late. Okay. You end in time for stops ball comes through. Body position not bad. You come up some, but if your body's too low, you have to come up. Okay. Getting close on everything. We're gonna have you feel like it's a little bit later push and a little bit softer motion with the push so you don't lock. Okay. Step two, always want like a fluid heel toe. We don't want it flat footed. You hit flat footed, your foot kind of stops more. Okay. Very smooth though, which I like. This is a different shot. It's gonna look the same. You're repeating your motion. Right? It's not like you're falling off balance, but there's a lot of body motion coming through the shot. Uh, so we're definitely going to work on the start. Um, we're going to work on maybe not locking out, and we're going to work on keeping that body more upright. From right from this point on is where you go over too far. Okay. Even I have new video of Steel Smith, so we'll use new video of him. I think it's still a good comparison for you. Probably one of the best actually. He was just here in March. We'll get him back to the start. So he no motion on one. Okay. Ball goes out and down on two. So the ball's the same height as yours on two, but he's not locked. Okay. On the next step, it'll be a similar height here also at the end of the step. But now you look shorter than him. You're getting over too far. You can see that difference in spine tilt. Okay. So it's really from step end of step two is where you lose your spine tilt. Right through there. So that's where you have to think about staying up and back. Okay. Top of the backswing there. Your ball passed his by a lot. You're pulling. Okay. And the more you pull up, the more your body goes down. Okay. Yep. Exactly. Correct. The more you pull up, the more you pull down. And like I said, you're pulling up a little bit too hard, and you really never have to pull up. It's going to fall up. Okay. Um, but you're actually getting late, and we'll show you that other point of timing I talked about is when the slide foot kind of gets even with the face. Slide foot gets even with the face. Your ball is still up. Okay. And then if you watch his spine tilt coming through the shot, it doesn't change. Okay. You're going to have to change to get out of the way of your swing. Okay. If you stay that low, you knuckle drag. So you're actually coming up a little bit more than him because of what happened before that, really. Okay. Just a little smaller, softer push, and just more relaxed overall. Okay. It's a lot of work to not work. Okay. You could even, a good little drill for you at home with a mirror is it was with a ball 2 steps and stop. Because if you're aggressive and you lock, you won't be stopping. Okay. So if you're softer with that motion, you'll be able to stop. So that's a good little training drill. Just 2 steps and stop. Okay. Okay. So don't do it on like the edge of a cliff or anything. But we can clean up the timing of the push. It's just a little bit early. Okay. We're going to definitely work on body position. Okay. And that, I'm not worried about the ending. The ending is a result of what happened before that. Okay. And it's not like you're falling off shots. If you fall off on a shot, you just pull through way too hard. Okay. Let's go. Yeah. And that looks good. Okay. Let's go to back view. So back view stuff. Um, Usually you want. Let's just check overall drift. By the way. Well, how about start to finish? Let's check. I'm just gonna mark the center of your left foot would be right about there, and we'll just get you to the finish. So fairly straight, actually. Okay. Now, general rule of alignment. If you want to go up the boards, which is hardly ever these days with these balls and conditions, but happens once in a while, you should have your left foot on the approach, maybe 7, 8 boards left of target. If you're trying to swing a few boards through the heads, like just a moderate amount of swing, you should have your left foot close to 10 boards left of target. You might have been a little bit cramped, and that could be why you have less projection. Right. Right. So you might be a little bit close to your target. You were hitting around 9, but you were setting up kind of what, 17ish, 18, I think. Yeah. So you might have been just cramped by a board or two. Which and then if you project it from there, it's going to hit the out of bounds. Okay. So you might have been just a little bit too much on top of your target. Okay. If we go to actual footwork, I think you're overdoing the crossover step. Now we call it the crossover step. We really want that to be in front. Okay. I don't know why we don't call it the in front step. I think that just sounds stupid or something, but you're overcrossing. And if that goes left, your 3 goes left. Okay. So now you're out of position. Okay. So you're going to come back to the right. Turns. Exactly, because you're coming back from the left. Okay. So we can work on that. And I would move you another board and a half left compared to target. Okay. But you would have to feel like step 2 goes a couple boards to the right to go less left. Okay. And you really need a visual aid to work on that because when you actually walk straight, it's going to feel crooked. Okay. And it's a fake out. And what you see won't be what you felt. Okay. But I think if 2 didn't overcross, 3 might not go so far left. Your swing is nice. Your swing is nice and straight. Okay. The other factor here is you might be a little bit cramped. You are starting closer than someone like a steelsmith. We'll see after step one, you can kind of see the dots. Your heel is just passing the dots. With him, with four steps left, his toes are at the dots. So we only have to move you back a little bit. Okay? And sometimes when people are cramped, I've never seen somebody that's cramped foul by 8 inches to finish. Everybody stops. You know where your foul line is. But sometimes when people are cramped, there's more direction change in footwork to give you more time. Okay? So we might move you back about 5 inches or so. Okay? And we'll work on having step two feel like it goes a little bit to the right so it goes less left. And that should clean up step three, I think. And then you wouldn't have to overfill. Exactly. And then I don't think you have to come back so much because you won't be so far out of position. You know, the coming back at the end, that's just your body saying, we got to be back over there. Bodies are smart, but your swing looks great. No issue. Yeah. And it's a process to make changes. Okay. Hand motion and release. Okay. So you get pretty far on the inside of the ball, which is fine, as long as you get back to the outside. Okay. So even coming in, you're kind of on the inside. There's a little rotation there. Really not bad. I'm not worried about your release. What I can say is if you get a little bit later, because you pull up a little bit higher, you won't have time to get through and around, and you go from the inside through the center. And that's where you have more end over end roll, and it just doesn't want to react to the lane. Okay, where you almost get kind of trapped on the back. Correct, exactly. Yep. And then it's just more end over end, which is fine if you're playing out, but if you're playing in, you won't get the ball to finish enough to carry the corners. Okay. But we're definitely going to work on body position before you get to the foul line. I think you're just getting over too far. But a lot of that's a result of pulling up. The more you pull up, the more your body goes down. Okay. Another good example, like somebody powerful. Uh, let's pull Marshall Kent. Is it the same? Oh, let's use somebody else. Who else could I use here? I'm trying to think who else I just had here this year. Um, well, just for comparison's sake, how about like really powerful like Ryan Simonelli? I probably didn't use him for you last year. All right, and let's make him right-handed. Okay. No motion on one. Out and down on two. Not quite locked. Okay. About the same position you there. Swing doesn't go quite as high. Uh-huh. Oh, he was very forceful. That's why his left arm is freakishly big. Okay. His left arm, like he could be in a freak show. It's that. It's almost disturbing. Where it's like a leg. Because he used to just muscle so much, and we didn't get rid of power. We smoothed everything out. But when I first worked with him, he said he has to change, and he's young. I mean, he's younger than you by a good 5 years. Um, he said after he bowled the tournament, he couldn't bowl for a couple of days. He hurt so bad, and he's young. And then now he can bowl. You know, majors are 56 games. He makes a show, and he can bowl no problem. Okay, so stop ball comes through. Okay, so he's powerful, but he's not pulling his swing around as much. It looks weird watching him as a righty. Okay, and that's a result of pulling with the opposite arm. Okay, let's check that out. That's not bad. The more it comes back, the more you're pulling, but that's not bad. I wouldn't even worry about it. I think so. I think it's more body position with the upper body going over. You're pulling your swing around. So we're going to have to work on from step two on. You're going to feel like you're more upright. And then, from the side view, when the body goes back and forth, we call that the windshield wiper. Okay. Goes over and then you come back. Okay. Okay. Um, let's pull up Marshall Kent again. He is a good example. This is a four-step I have of him. Oops. We're just more steady with the upper body. Okay. Well, he fights me a little bit early. So when he tries not to be early, his first step gets a little bit more hesitant and bigger. Okay. But see, he's not quite locked. Ball position is the same. You're locking. Okay. Next step, ball position is the same. Next step is not the same. You're pulling. Okay. And then the spine tilt doesn't change. Right. All right. So we're gonna clean a couple things up with you. You're not way off, and I think it's smoother than the last time I saw you. So that's good. That's right.